have the capability this morning to grab your text and stick them right up on the screen as you write them. So text them up there, and if, it's me again. That's really good. So, but as texts come in, as we get answers, gals back there have got the computer, and they're going to pop them up here, and we will define what success is. We're good. All right, let's see what success is in this room. Contentment. All right, very good. Anybody agree? All right, that didn't get much. Inner peace. Is that success? All right. How about people think I'm good at my job? Anybody? Okay, raise your hand. Come on, you bunch of liars. Exactly. Make a lot of money. All right, here we go. Now we're getting honest. Here we go. All right, what else is success here? To have faith like Jesus. Good. We're in church. That's a good answer. All right. To feel God's calling upon my life. Excellent. Let's do a couple more here. Kids who are passionate. Ooh, that's good. Absolutely. Getting in the parent action. What else is success? Recognition. Getting recognized. All right. One more. Last one. This is the right answer. Living with purpose. Actually, it is. That was good. All right. Hey, we're going to talk about that right here today. Hey, when I grabbed some dictionaries and looked up a definition of success, it says the favorable outcome of something attempted. So you go for something, and you have a favorable outcome. You can say, I was successful. It's the attainment of wealth, position, honor, or fame. Here's my definition. It's kind of like you did it. I mean, you actually made an attempt, and you accomplished it, and you did it, and that's success. You accomplished something. But what we really want to talk about this morning, too, is what drives us? Why is there a drive within every human being to succeed? Why do we want to succeed? And if you wonder if you have one, it was so funny. I was a sports guy, in high school and stuff, and that was just, my whole thing was there was no way I was going to sit on the bench. There was just no way. I mean, I was so driven, and I would work so hard, and I put my body through amazing pain just to make sure that I could start. You're driven to be successful. How many of you were driven to sit next to the person you're sitting next to? Anybody married in here? Okay. Do you guys remember those days when you were driven? How many of you were driven to win that woman over? Okay, 3 of you. That's great. And all the women are going, yeah, that's what's going on right now, actually. Could use a little more of that drive. Might be a little bit. But I just know, man, when you found a woman and you felt like she was the one, you go after it. You are gonna do everything you can to capture her heart. And you already raised your hands because this is what we do with our jobs. It's amazing. Once we find out what we're going to do, we want to succeed. Yeah, I mean, that's me. I mean, when we planted K2 6 years ago, we moved here a year before we even opened our doors so that we could do everything possible to be prepared and to provide the best experience for people who would want to come and investigate who Jesus Christ was. And 6 years later, there's nothing that changes. I mean, the hours and the effort and the prayer and the dreaming and all of that, so that when you guys show up and decide, you know what, I'm going to give a shot at K2 the church. We want this place to succeed. And you do. When you want to succeed, you'll give everything to it. So the question, though, is why are we driven? And I think there's a few reasons I want to throw at you. One is because I think sometimes we want to just accomplish something. And I think that's huge. I think it's fantastic. Can you imagine if there wasn't a drive to succeed and to accomplish something as a human being? Can you imagine waking up in the morning, and maybe some of you struggle with this right now, but waking up in the morning and not wanting to do anything? Actually, I have had that. Anybody have that? Okay. But you know that inside you, this drive, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't have a marriage, you wouldn't have all the stuff that we put up there, you wouldn't accomplish. The human nature would fall apart if we didn't have this drive inside us to want to accomplish something. See, I think that's God-given. I think God has put something inside us, this drive to accomplish, to join Him in what He's doing, Okay, the second thing is to produce something, to make a contribution, to make a difference. And I know some of you have thought about that. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to actually make a difference. I want to contribute to society. And so you try to make yourself the best that you can be to do that. And just to be excellent. Do you guys believe that God wants you to be excellent at what you do? Okay, see, because sometimes Christians will get all spiritual and stuff, and they'll want to just do spiritual things, and so they don't think their job really matters. You know, how many of you, when you go to surgery, want your surgeon to be excellent? I'm saying, dude, go to school, go your 8, 12, 26 years, whatever it is, and get really good at what you're doing. How many of you want your financial planner to be excellent? I mean, you want them to know what they're doing and to be great at what they do. And because when we're successful, you guys, we actually bless other people. When you give it everything you've got, no matter what you're going for, it blesses the world. So here's where it turns, though. Because the other side is when all of a sudden success can get dark, when our identity and our significance and our value depends on our success. It's because now, all of a sudden, it turns inward. And actually, it can be about you. And as soon as being successful is about you, then we'll have the tendency to run over people, to forget people, to all of a sudden just not be home when we should be home. Our priorities get skewed, and it becomes at the expense of others and even our own health, right? Don't raise your hand on this. But all over the world today, people realize that part of the reason their own physical health and mental and emotional health is failing because they have to be successful. Not wanting to be successful so that you can bless other people and contribute to the world, but you have to be successful because you're trying to prove something or to gain something for yourself. See, so it can actually be a dangerous thing. And then the last thing with success, as an intro here, is sometimes what can happen is you're actually really successful. And you're doing great. And you look at yourself and go, man, I